Identity politics, or politics of identity, is defined as a tendency for people of a particular religion, race, social background, etc., to form exclusive political alliances. This means whatever constitutes your identity, may it be your skin color, whether you're short, fat, skinny, tall, if you're male or female, if you're gay, straight, or bi, whether you lean right or lean left, all these things matter in your political choices. The problem with identity politics is twofold. First, it creates a superiority complex, and second, it creates division. It divides people often based on race. You could say that it's the modern self-segregation. Identity politics works by many people agreeing on a set problem. For example, Black Lives Matter was, and might still be, an organization whose goal was to eliminate the plight of Black people in America. The key words there are Black people. This is what makes Black Lives Matter an identity-based political movement. They had a goal that only helped one group of people, Black people. Generally speaking, identity-based groups always have a goal that only helps their group, often at the expense of other groups who are viewed as superior. Black Lives Matter, Antifa, and modern-day feminism have taken what could have been a positive and turned it into a negative.
False rape accusations discredit rape victims, which reinforces rape culture, which is part of patriarchy.
For example, the civil rights movement was a much-needed push for everyone to have equal rights. Because the goal included everyone, the civil rights movement was not a negative movement. The difference is, Black Lives Matter is only concerned with one group, and their goals require infringing on the rights of others. The civil rights movement was a request for rights that were not present. This is the problem with identity politics. When people section themselves off and only think about the good of their current grouping, there's a tendency to not think about what other people on the outside of the group are feeling. The bigger problem with identity politics today is that it has flourished into something other than just people asking for civil rights they do not possess. It has taken a violent turn both socially and in some cases physically. Identity politics is only successful when there is a group of oppressors and a group being oppressed. Take the civil rights example. Minorities were, at the time, actually being oppressed by the majority. But today, where everyone has equal rights, the oppressors and the oppressed are dictated by social behavior.
With trans people, would you date a trans person, honestly? Think about it for a second. Okay, got your answer? Well, if you said no, I'm sorry, but that's pretty discriminatory.
This is where identity politics turns into social justice and the oppression Olympics. The social justice warriors, or SJWs for short, have begun their attempt at serving justice to our social system by way of the Oppression Olympics, a term that is defined as two or more groups competing to prove themselves more oppressed than the other.
Is the Oppression Olympics. And basically, which one of us is more oppressed? Oh. You are a cis woman of color.
I sure am.
A trans white woman.
Yes.
So what are your thoughts?
Well, we all know that you are a lesbian, therefore you are more gay than I am. So you are a certified gay. I am a fake gay.
You're a half gay.
I am half
you're
gay.
You're like a centaur.
So I get
homosexuality.
Yes, so I get 0.5 oppression points. Because that's how oppression works, right?
Yeah, no, that's exactly how it works, I think. No, I'm better than you if I'm more oppressed than you, for sure.
Now, I realize that Riley is sort of kidding here, but it seems to be a very accurate description of how the SJW identity politic followers want society to be. This is the issue with identity politics. It's not about politics at all. It's about whose voice is the loudest, who's allowed to speak, and for lack of a better term, rules. Identity politics is all about the rules and regulations of society, and I personally think that those rules are doing more harm than good. Identity politics is wrong because it is literally politics based on identity alone. Anything that causes division between people based on their race or gender and has nothing to do with the opinion they hold has absolutely no place in politics. We should base our opinions on the policies our politicians present and what actions they take if they're granted a position of power. But when it comes to people, we should not judge by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. And that sounds pretty smart. I wonder if some crazy man with a crazy dream said that before me.